In this universe,
in this galaxy,
in this world,
beneath the influencer clouds,
over the viral video fields,
off the information superhighway,
there are voices in the digital wilderness, whispering
more opinions.
If you listen,
You will hear. We are here and it is a Monday, but no one else is, so we'll just talk to ourselves.
yeah, like the description says, we'll torture ourselves. How about that?
It is, yeah. We're definitely going to torture ourselves. So, how are you doing tonight, my friend?
Doing pretty good. Spring weather is here, which means blue sky and sun. It's great.
It's snowing right now here.
Oh,
Wait, is it still snowing? Oh, no. It's blue sky now. Okay, it's done. It snowed for the whole day. Oh, Ryan is here. No, it doesn't show that he's here.
hey, Ryan.
Oh, there he is. Okay, there's our one. Oh, jump to 3. Holy crap. Look at that. So, we're going to start on some fun stuff, I think, today. Because usually we're talking about doom and gloom and stuff. But maybe you guys saw this picture, and I cannot find it for the life of me. But a picture popped up recently of Roseanne Barr. And it appears that Roseanne Barr has aged pretty gracefully, and it also brought to mind, and of course a lot of people pointed this out, that Madonna also posted pictures. And I know we talked about it here, and I don't know who Madonna's friends are, but they're not real friends because they should have said something to her. Anyways, so I found this meme and I cannot find it now, and I wish I would have because it was awesome. It's like, we need to go back to 1992 and tell the people there that at some point in time, Roseanne Barr is actually going to be hotter than Madonna, which is crazy to think.
People in 92 are going to be like, no.
Yeah, no, because that was peak Madonna, 92, 91, 92.
Yeah, somewhere around Body of Evidence, which was, I think, 92 or 93.
Yeah, so... Right.
Does the cat agree or disagree?
I guess the cat agrees. So so that got me thinking. I was like, oh, what about other crushes, other girls we were like, yeah. So then I started thinking, oh, we should maybe discuss girls that we had crushes on back in the 90s and whatnot. And just to see how, I'm sure most of the guys are going to say the same things. There'll be a few that'll be the same. But yeah, so I kind of bombarded you with this, but I have a picture ready. I'll show you my first one that just had such a crush on her. And I think I recently saw a picture and she still looks really good. And that is one Tiffany Amber Thiessen from Saved by the Bell, and also Beverly Hills 90210. But Saved by the Bell, Kelly Kapowski. Wow. I don't know who also watched Saved by the Bell, but I watched Saved by the Bell. And wow, Kelly Kapowski was awesome. Tiffany Amber Thiessen, woo! Did you watch Saved by the Bell as a kid?
Not a single episode, and I am proud to say that.
Wow. Why are you proud to say that?
Because I'm not part of the mainstream, bro. I can't say that with a straight face.
I was going to say, what the hell does hot Tiffany Amber Thiessen have to do with the price tea in China?
You'd be surprised. I bet if you look it up on the internet, there's probably a connection, a weird connection.
You high?
Not today. Yeah, no Saved by the Bell. I didn't care. It's Saved by the Bell was on at what, 3:30, 4 o'clock after school?
I can't remember.
Yeah, I never knew. I remember, and I don't think it was high school, but in grade 6, coming home after school, uh, Get Smart was on later that
Get
night, and
Smart YTV.
yeah, but I think earlier in the day, was it Rocky and Bullwinkle? No,
Yep, Rocky and Bullwinkle was on the same kind of time.
there was something else.
Hi, Bolo.
Hey, Bolo. Alma is Bolo. This is the world we live in now,
Yeah.
where Roseanne is hotter than Madonna and Bolo is Alma.
Yes.
Saturday morning, 10 a.m. was new episodes. Okay, I remember. I remember. You remember being a kid on Saturdays and sometime after noon or maybe 11 o'clock when the big cartoon rush was over on TBS, they would have the old monster movies. And I'm talking Soho Godzilla,
Yep.
Japanese movies. Oh my God, those were awesome. I
I
loved
loved
watching
them.
those.
I loved them.
Yes.
I watched those all the time as well. Those were awesome.
Yeah, that's where my love of Godzilla and Mothra and Ghidorah and even King Kong.
Yep.
That's where all that developed.
What did not the brand new Godzillas? Well, maybe answer that too. What did you think of the Matthew Broderick Godzilla? I enjoyed it.
I think I saw it on home video around 2000. It was all right, but I think my nostalgia meter was still quite high for the 1954 black and white Godzilla.
Fair enough. So fair enough. Okay, who do you got for a first crush?
I didn't have any TV personalities. It was somewhere around 97. I think I had one magazine at the time. It was called All Natural Muscular Development. I don't know what month it was, but there was a centerfold. I remember her name. She was a Hungarian fitness model and eventually champion, Miss Fitness World '96. Alexandra Beres, Beres is how her last name is spelled. And there was a good fold out picture of her that I kept on my wall in my bedroom for years. You know, when you watch movies from the '90s and 2000s, a lot of younger women, like teenage, and so when the shot is in their room, all over their wall it's pictures of JT from Home Improvement and other young guys like that. I didn't have that, but I did have her picture up.
Yeah, nice. Bolo, did you have any high school crushes? Any girls from TV that you're like, yeah, baby?
Gilligan's Island I would watch late at night on TBS.
Okay, so while we're talking about it, here's my next. Speaking of shitty shows that have a campy bit that people loved, my next one is Pamela Anderson.
Ooh,
Like who? I mean, come on, everybody had a crush on CJ. Yeah, I should have known that. Right? Me and Alex should have both known that. Pam Anderson was hot, very hot. I think everybody.
And she's Canadian.
Yes, she is from Vancouver, correct? Something like that. Isn't she?
I don't think it's Vancouver.
I think it's actually up north.
Wasn't it the island?
Pam Anderson, Ladysmith.
Oh, on the island.
Yeah, so it is the island. Yeah.
Right on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ladysmith. Thanks, Reverend. Pam Anderson. Yeah. Nice. See, everybody loved Pam Anderson. Everybody did.
What was that movie? Well, movie.
Barbed Wire?
No, not that she was in. Well, she was in it, but the plot revolved around the actor who played Borat. Maybe it was Borat.
It was Borat. When he was trying to Pamilia. Yeah, or whatever it was. Yeah.
Very nice. She will be my wife.
That I liked Borat. See, I liked, and it. This might sound stupid, but I liked Borat because you could think that this guy was that ignorant just because he was in a little town from Kazakhstan. So I was like, all right, I can kind of suspend disbelief. But then, like with Bruno, it was just like, no, this guy's supposed to be a renowned like model or whatever the hell he was, and he's this ignorant and dumb. Nah, it just didn't work for me. The Bruno character.
I never saw it. Didn't have any interest in seeing it.
Yeah, I wasn't. Where did I go see Bruno? I think I went and saw it while I was broken down in the States while I was trucking, I believe. That's the only reason I went to it, is because I just needed something to do.
In hindsight, was it a waste of your time?
It definitely was, without a doubt. Without a doubt. So, yeah. Do you got any more you can think of off the top of your head?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
No. Oh, this bit's dead then. All right. Okay, so something I think we do need to talk about, because we always talk about bad. Well, we always got to talk a little bit of bad stuff. I know we don't have to, but did you hear about the 2 officers in Edmonton?
No.
That were shot? Yep. Their funeral was today.
Okay.
They were, so what I'm reading here from the CBC is that the police officers were ambushed and shot multiple times.
Jesus.
The suspect had no prior criminal record, but the officers were called to the home before, police said Friday. Yeah, so 2 young officers. One was 35, one was 30. Like, that's so sad.
Was there a motive? Stupid question in the eyes of some people who will say they were police officers. What do you mean, was there a motive?
So, just to get their names out there, Constable Travis Jordan and Constable Brett Ryan. So, just because it's going to say, so Jordan and Ryan were called to the police, to what police determined a family dispute at an apartment complex in the city's northwest. A 55-year-old woman, the teen's mother, met the officers outside. According to the police, the boy's 73-year-old father was also in the home in a different room. Wow. Police said gunfire erupted before they even entered the suite, incapacitating them. Wow. Wow. So the teen and his mother then struggled over the gun, and according to police, the boy shot his mother, then himself. The teen died, but the woman remains in hospital in serious but stable condition.
Jesus, that kid had problems.
Wow. Unreal.
So then, where did he get the gun? And of course, there was some story recently, I think it was on the CBC, Uncle Hack was talking about it last week, where the problem with Canada's gun violence is America and guns pouring over the border from the US into Canada, a lot of handguns. So, yeah, that's a possibility. But what was the kid's mental state? And then it opens up the whole can of worms that the CBC will go on and on and on about, of mental health and gun violence on the rise and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Is it on the rise, though?
Yeah, I don't know that it's on the rise just because there's one incident.
Yeah. Now, we're not saying that there's not more incidents out there. Bolo, it might surprise you. You living in America, like this happening up here is a big deal. Like, it does not happen that often.
Yeah.
Especially police officers. I mean, we do have murders and stuff up here. Like, don't get it twisted, but not in the way that America does.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's sad. That is really sad.
It is.
It's a job that I don't think gets paid. I think we've discussed this already. If police officers were paid more and given proper training and had more of a vetting system, you know. Yeah, exactly, Alma. Or I don't know who's Bolo and Alma now, because now Alma's on and Bolo's on. So
I think Alma should take over Bolo's account and just mess with us for the entire show.
yeah,
Here it's another day, and yes, it is. How many? Yeah, even if it's not a big shooting that the media will swarm upon and report day after day after day for a week, and then move on to the next. And here in Canada, we probably have one or two major news incidents revolving around gun deaths a year. I would
yeah,
think, even though I've done no research into that.
yeah. It's total bro science.
Yeah. Most of our mass.
Yes. Well,
Yeah, flown
the big
gun.
one, yeah, the big one in Mayerthorpe, right? You know, the one in Mayerthorpe was a ambush. So like, because they just have one in this had one in the States today. Yeah, a 20-year-old female, Audrey Hale, a Nashville school shooting, killing 6 people. Oh, so Audrey Hale and confirmed to reporters that she identified as a transgender woman. Wow. If she was a former student at the school. Yeah, well, I poop too much. What can I say? See, my poop too much isn't on there. Where's my I poop too much?
Yes, the guy who had the cop car in
Yeah.
Nova Scotia. Yeah, that's where people get messed up.
And that's there I mean there's tons and tons of questions, of course, surrounding that. But like why that's one of those things of as why would a civilian need all the stickers to a police car? You know, like I mean, someone would say, "Well, some people collect memorabilia from the RCMP," and it really that many that like that seems like it'd be a really weird ask, right?
Yeah, especially if not only on their credit card purchases it shows all those stickers, but oh, they bought a Crown Victoria too. Wow.
Well, I mean, and I know some of the argument is definitely going to be, well, what if he's a fan of dislikes police? What if he's a former officer? What if there still should be things that civilians shouldn't be allowed to have? And a replica cop car should be that. Well, as a matter of fact, no. See, I will argue now. I'm talking myself out of it. When they get rid of their cars, they take all the stickers off. They decommission the car. So it is, Ryan, but the thing is, you can buy the Interceptor, but without the stickers. I know this because I've seen it. See it all the time. Well, we've all seen it. We said it all the time when the town police here got rid of their Chargers. You could buy the Chargers just without, of course, the stickers on it, the emblems. So yeah, you can buy these cars without, the emblems and stuff. But yeah, if someone's ordering emblems and stuff like that, I would be very like, no, you can't have that.
Yeah.
That's sketch. That is sketch to me.
You had mentioned earlier cops need more training. So I got to get technical. Do you know what kind of training police officers have to go through? Because I don't.
I do not.
Okay.
But there's obviously there needs to be a better vetting system. I'm not saying here. I don't even know why I said that earlier, but I think what I was saying was, I think my point was that I really convoluted there was they don't get paid enough for the stuff that they do. I don't think they do. I don't even know what the base salary is for the start of base salary RCMP.
Probably more than a teacher, even though they're both
53,000.
Hey, that's not bad.
I mean, it's not terrible.
Yeah.
After 3 years, a constable can make 86. So I mean, it's not terrible.
Now, if you factor in civil forfeiture, and this is in the United States, probably goes up to 120,000 a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you mean too much? What you talking about? Good to see you,
I think
Ashley.
Ashley just had a cousin involved with police brutality, I believe.
Oh,
And I might be speaking out of turn. I'm sorry if I am, Ashley. I think I saw you share something about that. I could be.
hey,
Holy shit! I mean, there's a quarter. That's where the Corey Turner. Wow,
there's someone we haven't seen in
brother.
a
It was your brother.
while.
Sorry,
How are
Ash.
you,
I didn't know.
Corey? Jeez.
I didn't know who it was, Ashley. So
That's Alma. Grammar. Grammar
grammar,
police.
grammar, the
Grammar.
grammar police.
Oh, no, not again. Good old Joey.
Was it Joey? No, was it Joey? Was it Joey?
Well, that's her brother.
I thought she had a couple brothers.
No.
I
I mean,
two
it's been a
brothers.
while, but I don't think so.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I thought
Okay.
Ash had two brothers. I could be mistaken.
Nah. Militarized. Yeah. Militarized as in the Canadian Army has sold their second or third hand tanks and armored vehicles to the RCMP. Oh, Jesus. That's terrible. Sorry to hear that. Oof. I think a big part of the issue in people saying police need more training is that not every situation that not every situation that the police get into is something that they have been trained to deal with, individual situations.
So, Alma just sent me this picture. Now you see, it's a G on the arm before anyone loses their crap.
Yeah.
There's a G. It's nothing inappropriate.
That's awesome. I like that.
Yeah.
We're all tough guys and English teachers here on the internet.
So in general, in Canada, teachers earn $60,000 per year on average.
Okay.
Teacher can earn $68,000 per year on average. A median teacher can have the salary of in 2023 of $68,000, while 90% of the teachers in their highest pay grade receive around $97,000.
Have mental health training, yeah, but also isn't there talk, or isn't there something in place where if it's someone who's having a mental health crisis in public and they're disturbing other people, like a public disturbance or whatever you want to call it, I can't remember what the U.S. cops would call it, but it was just some other charge they would throw in, that instead of calling 911 for the police, you call, I don't know, 511 for mental health emergencies. But yes, if cops can have mental health training as well, that would help. But then again, think of how much longer police training would take before they're actually out there on the streets, and people are going to say, we need more cops on the streets. Well, then you have to wait.
So I've really lately gone on a huge, good Lord. I listen to a lot of true crime podcasts, and I'm listening to a new one called Killer Psyche. And this lady used to work for the FBI, and then before that worked in a hospital with mentally ill people. And it's astounding, like what happened, like how far we've become. I mean, we think it needs to happen more now, but it's amazing how far mental health has come since the 70s. Like stuff that if they were diagnosed properly, how people might, and they didn't know any better, right? So it is amazing to know just how far they have come. Anything can be improved upon. There's nothing in the world that you can look at and go, "Oh, that's perfect. It's all good." Nothing needs to be changed there. Everything needs to be improved. So I'm trying to silver line it that it has gotten better. And I will say this though, because I know, Ashley, your situations are, and I feel I can say it because I'm not saying anything wrong. As a fat average white guy, I really haven't had a lot of problems with officers. You and your family are Indigenous, and I know that can be an issue. And just as it can be, I know with Alma and Bolo, they're Mexican. So I can imagine the shit that they go through.
They're Mexican
Just
in the United
in the
States.
United States, yes. So I can imagine the stuff that they go through just because they're different skin color.
Yeah, and Bolo has a point. Just because they have a badge, they can shoot people because they are having a bad day. Now, a properly trained police officer who can control themselves and separate their personal feelings from the situation, that wouldn't happen. But it not everything is perfect, and I'm not making excuse for people who fly off the handle, but they got to think, that they should be thinking before they do something, but
I
they
mean,
don't.
can we go look at the like? And I can't think of the video. And maybe someone on here, I'd probably be Ryan. I'll say it, or maybe you'll remember. Do you remember that? It was in a hotel, and it was a video cam of an officer, and he's coming down the thing, and on his gun, I think it said like "bang, you're dead" or something like that. Like if there's a video, and they ended up killing the guy. He was on the ground. He was on the ground. He's like, please don't shoot me. And the guy ended up shooting him. And on the gun, it said something like, that should not be on a police officer's weapon. If that's on a police officer's weapon, that's a guy who needs a mental test. Like, okay, that's not right.
Yeah.
I mean, people might remember that. Like, yeah, it reminded me of like Call of Duty. It was like a first person shooter. And yeah, it said something on his gun. And yeah, I mean, we will never have. Yes, I think that was the key. Yes, thanks, Ryan. I'm gonna look it up. And I figured, yeah, because like I'm gonna bring. I won't play the video. Yes, that's the video. If you look at the Daniel Shaver video, the guy, he's unarmed, begging for his life, and gets shot by the police. And there's something on his gun. I'm gonna see if I can find what it said on his gun. Shooter. So even go ahead.
Ashley's got a good point. It has to be terrifying for the police too. Yes, in this day and age, definitely when not only is there more hatred by the average person for people in government, but against the police as well. But you got to remember, since the early to mid 2000s, when people had cameras in their phones, and we saw a huge explosion in terms of footage of police abuse and brutality. Of course, there's going to be more animosity toward the police. So it's escalating to a point, or maybe hopefully it'll never get to that point, where it's going to be shoot first, ask questions later, like Corey said, but not only by the police, but by the average citizen as well, because they can't trust each other on any level.
So they ended up just saying this was non-admissible in this guy's murder trial, which to me is ridiculous. So the guy, he actually was fired and was up on a murder trial, okay? On the gun, he had etched "you're effed." Like, someone not looking going, hey, this guy has this on his gun. Maybe we should get someone to talk to him. Because if that's on your gun, that means you're looking to kill someone. But for some reason, it was inadmissible.
So the inadmissibility in court in terms of evidence, that's a great segue, and I'll bring this up at the end of the show, to the film that I'm going to recommend for this week. Just perfect.
Oh, so okay.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to see if this guy ever ended up like getting charged or. But yeah, this guy, like, if you watch the video, it's gut wrenching. Gut wrenching, because he's like, please don't kill me, please don't shoot me. He's begging for his life. And this guy shoots him. Like, oh, good, man. But then, yeah, you see the videos. Like Ashley had said earlier, she sees both sides. I remember I've seen videos where the guy, it's just a regular stop, and he goes to get out and all of a sudden, like, boom, 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 right? Like, oh, Alma. Oh, yes. I was going to ask you about that. I just listened to a podcast about that. So In this story, I should look up the name. This guy was an infamous swatter. Like he would call swap and all this started over was $1.50 bet on over like a video game. The Killer Psyche didn't say what game it was. So basically, what happened was these two kids were gaming. One kid lost, and he wouldn't pay the $50 or whatever, right? So this kid found this famous swatter to swat the guy that wouldn't pay the bet or whatnot. The guy gave him a false address. The SWAT showed up thinking they were showing up to like a barricade hostage situation. They knock on the door, right? Of course, this guy who they like the kid that they were supposed to be looking for didn't live there anymore. He opened the door. They immediately shot him. They did nothing, and the guy still didn't get. Yes, Andrew Thomas Finch. That was the guy who got shot, I believe, right, Alma? I can't remember. It's gonna look up really quick on my podcast here because I just listened to it. Ooh, look at that.
I saw that footage, Corey. Although that footage, it was like 5 seconds. The constable on the horse and the lady getting knocked over. I didn't look for the full context of that. But then again, does there need to be full context with something like that? Yeah, sometimes there's of course there are two sides to the story, this side and the other side, but I have no idea where I was going. Sometimes the cops are wrong. Sometimes, not all the time.
Okay, so the man's name was Andrew Thomas Fitch. He got shot. The kid's name that caused this all, his name was Tyler Burris. And it was over $1.50 bet. And nothing happened to the officer that shot Andrew Thomas Finch.
Oof.
Kat, you've had some crap go on in your city, eh? Because she's also anyone that wants to go, ooh, Kat, that's kind of creepy. She lives where BDK is. Killer was caught.
Oh.
Yep, the BTK or B. I always mess it up.
Yeah, BTK, bind, torture.
Yep. Yeah,
kill,
she lives. Yeah, she lives in the same area. She said, like, it was when she was young. She said it was scary because they never caught him.
Yeah, but it makes no sense to say bind, torture, kill, killer because the K in BTK
the K,
is killer.
So K, you're just being redundant.
Yeah, exactly.
How was that?
How's that for
a
grammar?
big school word, eh? Redundant.
Where's my G, huh?
Yeah, and I really, really would like Mindhunter to do another season because it was getting really good. But then they stopped doing it. So
they canceled it.
Oh yeah, they only did 2 seasons. That's the Netflix thing though. They always do 2 seasons and cancel everything.
They probably don't have enough in the budget and they want to introduce this show and that show, so they got to cut stuff, which sucks.
Well, the way Netflix is going now anyways, everybody's canceling now anyways, so
yeah.
A lot of people are canceling because they can't share it anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Speaking of serial killers, there's a movie out this year starring Keira Knightley called Boston Strangler.
Yeah.
Good movie. I recommend it.
Oh, you watched it?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Good movie.
I'm actually shocked that we're not seeing a lot more serial killer movies like out in theaters and stuff because it's such a hot topic right now. Like with Dahmer and the Bundy tapes earlier, and now we're seeing the Boston Strangler. Maybe we're going to see more.
Maybe because true crime has been bubbling just beneath the surface for years. And then I think within the last 15, it's exploded in popularity. Remember from 2007, Zodiac. Remember that movie?
I remember that. Yep.
Excellent movie. Yeah,
yep.
But it takes a certain kind of director. I think it was David Fincher. Excellent director. Fight Club, The Game.
Fight Club. Yep.
Seven, you name it, and a great cast, including Robert Downey Jr. right before Iron Man, to really pull something like that off. Because anyone can tell the story of a serial killer, but to do it well, you got to watch Zodiac if you haven't already seen it.
And we'll say it with David Fincher, and I'm only going to go to Fight Club, which is one of my favorite movies ever. But it's to find the person to play the part right. Like the guy that played Dahmer. Wow, like it was unreal. And the one I went to, because you said it was 7, was Kevin Spacey's portrayal of the killer in 7.
Yeah.
Like, wow. And just the acting, like I like a movie when you get so enthralled in the movie, you feel like you're right there with the movie. Right? You know what I mean? Like when they go into that house in 7 with the big fat guy, like because just the way he shot, the cinematography, and this, I feel dirty, like bleh, right? Like you can feel it. It's almost like you can smell the room, right? Just I love movies that are able to capture the raw human emotion that is going on in the scene. I love that stuff.
John Lithgow, great actor.
Dirty
Who is
Boy.
that in reference to?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm Macho Man. I don't know. See, my name's not popping up right now. Like this, like the usual names for me. Oh, there they are.
I poop too much.
I poop too much. That's for just for me, Alex, and Ryan. No, that's not for anybody else.
Okay, you said a few. Yeah, all right, I
Yeah,
got
okay, yes. Yeah, okay, got it. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it was yeah, I love those movies. I love that when you feel like so I just found The Crow is on Prime Video.
it.
Finally found it. So if not this weekend because it's WrestleMania, I want maybe Friday night if the kid's not busy. I want to watch it with him because I hopefully it holds up because I remember I loved it so much and I haven't seen it in a very long time. I'm hoping that it holds up.
Which WrestleMania?
What WrestleMania we at now? Greg 38. Yeah, my friend Chris and his daughter are going to be there.
Realism movie. So, in terms of realism, to me, 7, it's not really a realism movie. However, because of the way it's shot, like you said, the cinematography and the lighting with the first kill, when you go into that house where the dead fat guy is, the lighting and the shadows, that and especially the music, that is all important if you're going to set the tone for the scene. All 3 of those things together will help it to draw the audience in. Now, if you want to go more with realism movies usually have a handheld camera effect to them. Like cameras not on sticks, there are no dolly shots. It's just the camera operator holding the camera, so it's kind of shaky. That in my view gives it a more realistic look, and the dialogue as well has got to be a lot more let's say loose and off the cuff, more dirty, let's say, instead of I talk, pause, you talk, pause. No, Robert Altman, the late great American director, he was great for that when he structured his scenes where he would have actors just talk over each other because it was a lot more realistic dialogue. As if you and I were talking in person, we would overlap each other. You're probably right, and coming from someone who has dealt with dead people, I would go with that. Movie based on real, yeah.
Well, and I get that, like, and especially like I think now, Ashley, we look at that, we're like, okay, we can see that because there's been such a broadening of like seeing serial killers and learning about serial killers. So I think now even more so than before, like before it was like a shock. There's like you probably think there's no way this is gonna happen. And then you hear stories of people that killed 30, 40, 50. I just listened to a podcast about a doctor in England who killed over 200 people. Like he's the original Dr. Death. And it's you don't think maybe that's another thing where innocence has definitely been lost is because back when we were kids, we didn't think this stuff happened.
Yeah.
And now it's everywhere. And we know, oh yeah, it happens.
There's a movie from 2004 starring John Leguizamo. It's called Chronicas. It's about a serial killer in, it was somewhere in South America, Ecuador, I think. And this guy killed children and he got away with it. You got to look up this guy's story. Look up the movie. Good movie. Really good performance by
What's it called?
Leguizamo and the cast. Chronicas. Highway of Tears. Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
Didn't Canadian True Crime podcast do a few
Yep.
episodes on it? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Great podcast for anyone who likes true crime, especially from a Canadian perspective.
Yep.
Read to us by an Australian, I
Yeah,
think.
which is funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she does a good job.
Yes, she does.
Chronicles, there it is.
Yep. Leguizamo. Excellent
I like
movie.
John Leguizamo.
He's
There's
good.
been some funny stuff. I liked him in The Pest.
Hmm.
My favorite scene with that when he's doing Bonanza, he's all like dressed. He's like, Bonanza, you suck. No, you suck. I don't know why that was. And he was awesome. Well, only the little bits in John Wick. And
Yeah.
it's those little. I love when the guy can do like just a couple lines, and it's like it's it's mesmerized. Like not mesmerized isn't the word, but it's just like it's so impactful because in the first John Wick, John Leguizamo's character is the one that tells the Russian, like, yo, your kid stole John Wick's car. Like that, like, and the realization that comes just from that little scene when this guy's like, oh, Baba Yaga's coming. I actually, that's one of those clips I love watching. You get the random movie clips on YouTube, and when I jump on the bike at the gym, they pop up. And that popped up, that whole scene where the dad's explaining to the kid, like Victor or whatever is explaining to the kid, like, he's not the boogeyman. He's the man you kill or send to kill the fucking boogeyman. And it's just, it's so great. But go ahead.
Sorry, I'll jump in with this.
No,
the
you
actor
go.
who spoke that line,
Yeah.
Michael Nyqvist, I mentioned him before. Great. I think he's a Swedish actor. Unfortunately, he's dead. I think he died of lung cancer a few years ago, but
Okay.
great actor. Go ahead.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, there you go. It's the building of the character.
Yeah.
Right? It's just to watch the character build, right? Like Scarface, speaking of Pacino, you watch that the way he builds from nothing, and it's just like, oh, I watched Scarface about 2 months ago. And I'm like, yeah, still holds up. Love it. It's still great. Still great.
I saw the original Scarface from 1932 about 5 months ago. That's a decent movie for way back when.
I've never watched, so maybe I should partake in that.
It's it's black and white. The sound, the video quality is pretty terrible by today's standards, but it's still a classic movie.
The Highway of Tears. Yeah, they actually Canadian True Crime. That's the one she talks about. Lobachikov.
I didn't recognize the lead actor in the original Scarface. I don't know if Cagney was in it.
So yeah, I'm out on this one. I have no idea.
Yeah, if I had a mind like Leonard Maltin, then I would know everything there is to know about movies from the 1930s. Unfortunately, I'm not him.
Unfortunately, I do not.
I do not.
Yeah, I do not. Trying to look see if there's anything good to discuss.
Did you hear about the story of a Florida principal, who was ousted after students were shown Michelangelo's statue of David in class? Did you hear about this one? Well, you're about to.
All right. First, okay, go ahead.
Okay. No, you get in your jabs before we start.
No.
Oh, wow. Degrees of separation.
I need context. Play the story.
Yep, Simpsons predicted it. Yep, they did everything. Okay. All right. So this happened on Friday. the principal of a Florida charter school, not regular school. She was asked to resign because of inappropriate adult content in class. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I have been to see this statue in person. It's an impressive statue because it's 17 feet tall. It's a single piece of marble that was carved into the shape of a person. And of course, there used to be a fig leaf here because the church is like, oh no, human body part, you can't show that anyway. So the story is that the principal was fired because kids shouldn't be shown this in class. There's a little bit more to it than that. One of the reasons that she was asked to resign, one of the problems was that due to a series of miscommunications, the letter to inform parents about what types of artwork would be shown in class was not sent out to the grade 6 parents. So it's not simply that, oh, they saw the statue of David and now, well, somebody's got to get fired for it. There's a series of steps that a class or a curriculum, teachers, administrators have to go through in order to inform parents. This is part of why the Don't Say Gay bill, or I think it's the parental rights or something like that in Florida. Yeah, Parental Rights in Education Act. That's why parents are getting more say in what children are being taught in school, even though parents aren't technically teachers, and teachers go to school for how many years for a reason. Yeah. So, and now we're going to get demonetized because I'm going to hold right there for a minute.
Now, so I guess it is a little young.
Demonetized. We're not even monetized.
No. I didn't give a crap about that.
Yeah.
11 and 12, okay. What was I say? And if I figured it was going to be like, oh, some grade 7 and 8 students. It's like, you don't think that they're not on Pornhub every freaking waking minute? You know what I mean? Like, good Lord.
But even if they are, that has nothing to do with either a charter school system or the public education system. Sure, they may learn that in their own time. Learn by going to Pornhub. But still, there are certain different standards that charter schools and public education must adhere to. What's up, Chad? Good to see you. Where have you been? Man, I miss the 90s. Weren't we talking about that at the beginning of the show? Yes, we were.
I remember being. I remember. So you would have been there because you were in. Well, I don't know if this was for preparation to Dracula, or Rodenizer just showed it in class. But we watched Bram Stoker's Dracula in school. I think that was in class because he even made the comment of, "Don't go around and tell your mommies and daddies that the wolf did this to this woman in the cemetery. Okay, won't be able to do anything cool again."
Thank you, Beverly and Chad, for liking the stream on Facebook. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
So yeah, I'm just reading something very interesting. This is awesome. I'm going to show you this after. So yeah, it's I guess times have changed, and I guess just shut up. But I guess it's also we were also grade 11, 10, 12, 10, 11, 12 when we watched this in class. So a little different than grade 6ers. So
yeah. And it's Bram Stoker's Dracula. I mean, it's Francis Ford Coppola.
Oh, what a great movie.
1992. It's Gary Oldman as Dracula. I mean,
yeah, it was so awesome.
You gotta love that. The Exorcist in grade 10. Oh my God, what a classic movie even to this day. That's William Friedkin's, I think, best directed movie. That is an amazing movie from start to finish. And that's from 1973. What a great year for movies, 1973. I watched a movie today from 1973 called The Long Goodbye, directed by Robert Altman, starring the man, Elliot Gould, as Philip Marlowe. Private Dick Philip Marlowe that Humphrey Bogart played years and years prior. Decent movie. I expected more.
What's that? Oh, that way. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I found this, and of course, right away, you're just like, okay, that's true, right? So this is that the old saying, F around too much and you're going to find out.
Mm-hmm.
So I found this. I got to do some research while I was sitting here. So it says, when you're a 24-year-old piece of poop and you break into the home of a 73-year-old neighbor and threaten him and his wife with a knife and didn't realize he's not only a former boxer, but a Royal Marine hand-to-hand combat instructor.
Yes.
And I was like, is this true? It is true.
Yes.
He broke into the house, and this senior citizen here, all these little things right here are boxing trophies and combat medals. And that is what happens to your face when you mess around. And then you totally do find out what happens when you break into someone's house. That's what happens.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. You know, and I completely agree. You break into someone's house, that is the absolute definition of F around and find out.
Yep.
That happened here a few years ago around town. These kids broke into this guy's house, and he happened to come home. He saw the vehicle. He walked out to his shed and grabbed an axe and went into the house. And I think he hit two of them, but he hit them with the blunt end. And they tried to charge him. They were going to charge him, and again, the public outcry was just like, And the charges, everything kind of went quiet. I guess he kind of get like a slap on the wrist. But yeah, like, you break into my house, you better be ready for what's going to happen.
You break into my house, you're going to get broken.
Like,
you get me?
My dog won't do anything, but I'm going to be in there. Well, I'd be more scared of my wife, actually. But, so I got her. And then there's also me and then the shaved ape downstairs. Yeah, this is not the house you want to be breaking into.
Yeah, I've heard your wife yell. I'm kind of scared of her as well.
Most people are. Actually, the first time I remember going into the bank and hearing her talk to people, and I was just like, this isn't my wife. Because she's like, oh, blah, thank you, blah, 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 blah. Like, there's some shenanigans afoot here.
I like Alma's comment. That reminds me of the old, I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me.
Yep. What was that from?
Take your pick. The Exorcist. No.
Okay, The Exorcist.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, see, the scene I just thought of, because I was thinking about the lock, was in the Denzel Washington, the Equalizer.
Oh, yeah.
When he goes to buy the woman back, like, from that dude, and he walks away and he goes up to the door and he stands there for a second. And when he does the lock thing, and I'm like, he's about to kill every one of these guys. Yes, here we go, right? I really enjoy both those movies, but I really like Man on Fire.
That is a good one. Yes.
Yeah, and I remember after they took the girl, that's one of those movies where you're like, I hope he kills every single person in this. Everybody dies. I want him to shoot everybody in the face, because you get right into it, right? You're so invested into the movie, and this little girl has brought this guy back from the brink, and now this happens, and it's like, oh, you need to shoot him on the face. Ah!
I think that was a Tony Scott movie.
Well, Mr. Scott nailed it.
Movie that Tony Scott directs, the cinematography is absolutely amazing.
Yes, and everything was awesome about that. Everything.
It was Tony Scott.
And you got Christopher Walken saying that Creasy's about to paint his masterpiece, and it's just like, yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Great.
Rest in peace, Tony Scott. That sucked. I think he killed himself.
Oh,
that was dumb.
See, a good revenge movie.
There are a lot of good revenge. Well, it depends on your definition of good revenge.
Well, because I just thought, again, Man on Fire, when he says, I'm going to find them and I'm going to kill them. And she's like, kill them all! Like, it's like, yeah, kill them all! Right? You're just like, right into, I shouldn't have done that. Because she's like, I'm still having some throat issues. So, and because she's like, kill them all, and he's like, yeah, because like I'm gonna kill them all, and you're just like, yeah, you are. You're gonna kill every single one of them.
I'm gonna kill them all, boo boo.
Yeah.
You just wait and see.
Okay, so
Hey, someone laughed. Oh, Ashley, thank you for laughing at us on
what?
Facebook.
But why? What? Hey, you don't. Hey, Alma, you don't ever have to not talk about Exorcist or anything. What? And that's the thing. No, don't ever tell them not to talk about anything because we like the banter, and you never know which way. We went from talking about cop shootings to where have we been? Everywhere in this show. Yeah, don't ever tell someone not to, please, because who knows what direction we're gonna go in. We went from really dark and somber to now we're talking about awesome revenge movies. Like,
I saw the Bruce Willis version of Death Wish not too long ago. It
yeah.
was okay.
You want to know what the worst revenge movie of all time is? The worst? Jaws the Revenge.
Oh no, was that Jaws, also known as Jaws 2?
Jaws 4.
Oh god, that's a terrible movie.
It was so bad. It was so horrible.
I'm not going to spoil the ending, but the ending was just why? It was all building up to at least something, but then that's it?
Yeah.
Well, that's trash.
Yeah, and I'm saying this as I got a Jaws poster behind me because it's one of my favorite movies ever. The original.
Yeah, we can't believe half the rubbish you've said either, and it's had consequences.
We've actually had incidents. Don't apologize to her.
But I love her.
I love her too. I love her too.
I will not shy away from talking about The Exorcist, not for a minute, but
oh, what about the new one coming out?
I'm hesitant about that
one.
Are
you? Okay.
Yeah, even though Ellen Burstyn is in it, but look at some of the remakes and redos and sequels that have happened with horror recently.
Yeah.
They're not great.
We don't even have to do recently though. You can go back like Psycho was horrible.
Excuse me?
The remake, I said.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Okay, good. No, God, I love Psycho. Oh man, I remember when I first watched it scared the living bejesus out of me. It was so well done.
It's great.
And you want to know what? No one gives. The second one was good too.
Yes, it was.
I really liked it.
And to jump in for a moment, Scream 6, there's a line in there that a character says that Psycho 2 underrated. We, not you and I, but on the You Missed It podcast, Jack brought in Psycho 2 as an underrated pick, and he was absolutely right.
Yes, it was. I mean, if you guys have not seen Psycho 2, I really recommend it. Psycho 3, I mean, they were trying to tie up way too much. It was still okay, but the second one does not get the love it deserves because the first one was so good. But I highly recommend the second one.
If anyone wants to see another good, creepy movie from 1960, Peeping Tom is excellent. And a French movie from the same year, Eyes Without a Face. Great movie. Great movie. I could talk about movies all day. I'm thinking of starting my own side channel about movies, but no, the movie talk is so saturated nowadays.
That is the problem. That's why, we moved away from like the old show was wrestling because it's so saturated, right?
Yeah. Anthony Perkins was a good actor. He did a movie in 1965. It's shot in black and white. It's called The Fool Killer. Interesting little movie.
It's so sad how he died. Blood transfusion and got AIDS from the blood transfusion. Yeah. Sucks. Yeah. Sucks.
You've seen Eyes Without a Face. That is awesome. I am glad you are my friend.
So
not just for that.
So are we counting the Pope's Exorcist? Is that what we're saying?
The Pope's Exorcist?
I've heard, so it's Russell Crowe. I've heard the commercial a couple times. But it's inspired by the actual fires of Father Gabriel Amorel, the chief exorcist of the Vatican. The Pope's exorcist follows him as he investigates a young boy's terrifying possession and ends up uncovering century-old conspiracy the Vatican has desperately tried to keep hidden.
Franco
Russell
Nero's
Crowe.
in it. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I heard those commercials. So another one that was really creepy and disturbing was The Hills Have Eyes. The first one.
Oh, the Wes Craven
Like
one.
the Craven one was good, but I thought the remake was good as well.
I agree.
But again, skin crawling terror, like, oh gosh, just ugh. Have you seen the new Hellraiser yet?
Yes.
How was it? I can now watch it.
It was all right.
See, I don't like when you say that because we like the original so much. I really don't know if I want to watch it.
I love the original so much. Right on. You're now which daughter? Because I know you got one that's like 20 something. I hope you're not talking about a 5-year-old. Mommy, why is the man killing the family? Because people who live by themselves out in the middle of nowhere are crazy.
And you want to know what? There was a place like that, and it was in very rural Saskatchewan. We were like, I think an hour away from Maple Creek, and that place is the size of Mackenzie. Okay, and it was in the middle of nowhere, and there was like plates, like cars with plates and satellite dishes, and like people live here. This is where I was like, even said, this is where Texas Chainsaw Massacre is people are. This is where these crazy people live. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
I might watch The Pope's Exorcist.
Do you have any videos for us to watch?
I do.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, I may have to go to the theater because John Wick 4 is coming out. So it's in theaters. Started on Friday. I haven't heard how it is yet, but I might have to go see that.
All right, so I'm gonna pick and then play a Karen video. However, I'm glad I came up with this. I don't know how long ago, but I'm gonna play our new, not new intro for the Karen videos. This is going to be loud. Unfortunately, I did not adjust the volume on the video, so just so everyone's aware, this is going to be 14 seconds of loud.
I turned mine down.
Okay, here we go. Remember that?
No, I don't. I like to be like, yeah, no, I don't.
We probably won't watch all of this one, but it looks like Farmer. Man, I haven't been to the sports bar
since my wedding thing.
15 years?
13. Because we went there the night of my wedding party.
Jeez, that's
remember we almost got arrested?
Did we almost get why?
Because we were yelling and screaming and the cops showed up. Because we were walking from the Club 18 to Parmar's.
Oh,
yeah. The cops showed up? Yeah. Right, Ryan? The cops showed up? Huh?
Oh, The Exorcism of Emily Rose. I have seen that one. I got to refresh my memory momentarily. Wasn't that the one with the big old court case?
But yes, it was, because they were trying to see if it was actually true or not.
Oh, yeah. It had some stupid line in it. Oh, we're putting God on trial or something like that.
Yeah.
Yes, Laura Linney, Tom Wilkinson.
Yep.
I remember. This was pretty good.
It was all right.
Yeah.
Seen worse. Like The Exorcist 2 and 3, but yes.
Exorcist 2 was trash. Yes. Even though, Jesus, what is her name? Linda Blair?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
She looked great.
Bolo, I'm sure you've watched it. If you haven't already, you need to watch the original Omen.
Ooh,
yes. The
Gregory
original
Peck.
Omen. That is the original Omen, and what would be another good one? Another good one. I like Children of the Corn. I know I'm stealing your thunder here, but gosh, I love Children of the Corn. It's probably my favorite Stephen King movie.
I watched that last year. It was all right.
I love it. I don't know why I love it so much, but
all right.
yes.
So, like I said, I don't think we'll watch all 4 minutes and 49 seconds of this. But people, it's 2023. I mean, Hammurabi's code of ethics existed in 500 BC. So one would think we'd have a little bit more in the way of decorum by now, but apparently some people in America don't.
Hey, I've been in town for 55 years. Guess what, motherfucker? You're out of business. Yeah, you are. I've been in town for 55 fucking years. And my grandmother. And my grandmother before that. So you can actually say 200 years. You want to have Spanish on your TV?
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that? Because you're not American, dude. I will look you the fuck up and get you the fuck out of our town. Okay? Fuck you. Give me my money back. I'm not giving my money to some illegal immigrant. I don't care. Then you gotta have some. You're in America. You're supposed to learn English. You got Spanish. Well, then you got Spanish on your TV. That's a fuck you to Americans, dude. My fucking father was a World War II veteran. Okay?
Stop.
His friends and
Yep.
What does your dad? So hold on. You're right, ma'am. Thank you for your father's service, but your father went to war to free people, so you can be in the land of the free, right? And free for throw punches, as Ashley says. Throw punches. But yeah, great. I want to thank you for your father's service. But he went, my grandpappy, yeah. And this hits home for Alma and Bolo because they're Mexican, so I'm sure they're just like, right?
And I'm not playing this to piss the two of you off. I'm just saying, in this day and age, why haven't we gotten past this yet?
Yeah, okay, you continue going. I'm sure where it's going, but go ahead. I love how calm he's staying. He's just cool awesome as a cucumber. Yep. Just let her bury herself. Yep.
Yeah, the fact that her grandpappy fought in World War II, he fought for freedom, and part of that freedom includes people speaking whatever language in America they choose, because, newsflash, America does not have an official language.
Now,
right.
So what Alma says, this is where I'll leave that. The way that man talks, the guy that we game with, the Irishman, nothing. Nothing. Move along.
All right.
Family died. You're going to sit here right now and make money. And you're going to do this kind of shit. Give me my money back. Give me my money back right now. I want my money back. Okay? You don't understand. You're too young to have any kind of respect. No, you don't. You don't understand. You're an ignoramus, is what you are. You're an ignoramus. Ignoramus. You're young and you're fucking stupid. Give me a credit. I don't want your food. I want a credit for my money right now. And believe me, I will check it. Okay? I'm a CPA certified.
To Ashley's comment, I bet this woman either can't afford to go to Mexico, or she's one of those really proud Americans who's like, no, I won't travel outside the United States because it's such a beautiful country. There are so many great places to see. I'll go wherever I want in America. But if it's true that she has vacationed in Mexico, she's an absolute hypocrite.
So she's been to Mexico. She's at a Mexican food establishment, and she's so, and I know I've heard it before. I think I've heard it for a while. But we have the East Indians own the pizza place here, And every once in a while, you hear their music in the back because they're working.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they have TV in the front just so you can sit when you're sitting waiting for your pie or whatever. But they have, you know, of course they're listening to music. Guess what? If I were living in India and I was making, I can't make burgers or they crucify me because cows are gods there. If I was in England, you know, like doing Big Red on the side and like making burgers, I'm just saying because she's over there, so I'm just trying to get her into the conversation here. And like, guess what? I would probably listen to the Tragically Hip and Nickelback while making burgers in my Canadian themed restaurant. Like, and guess what? There probably would be football, European football on the TV with Tragically Hip playing in the background. That's what's going to happen. And guess what? There might not even be football on, and I'll be watching hockey.
I go to Go ahead, finish.
Well, because this is a Canadian establishment, and this is what we do. If I went to an American or a Mexican restaurant, I am sorry. I want the whole thing. I want a fucking I want a mariachi band and like dingo balls and like cucaracha playing softly in the air. Like I want the whole experience. I want the mom hitting her kids with her sandals because the kids are misbehaving. I want the whole 9 yards. And Kat knows exactly what I'm talking about when I say that. Okay, go ahead. We'll finish watching this cow.
You probably even know what that means, do you?
Dingo balls.
And she's videotaping me.
Yeah, because you're racist. You're racist. Yes, you are.
You're a victim.
You're racist.
You're a victim.
I'm not a victim.
You're a
no,
victim.
I'm not.
No, I'm an American.
No, you're a racist.
victim.
You're a
victim.
racist.
You're a victim.
You're a
You're
racist.
the racist.
No,
You're
I'm not
a
racist. I'm not over here trying to get my money
No,
back
come
because
on. Oh, I can do
you're
this
shopping at a
too.
pizza shop.
I'm just asking
No
for
one
a
cares.
credit back. You're the racist. I can do this with my phone too. I can do the same thing.
Show everybody that you're
the
racist.
You're the racist. I'm gonna film you right now, and I got 4,000 followers.
This is our first camera.
Wow, I got 4,000 followers. Wow, I am so impressed right now,
She's got
bro.
way more than we do. Shh.
I don't care.
Tell your friends we need more followers. We got to get to the Karen at least. Come on, guys.
We got to get to this Karen in particular.
Like that Karen alone.
Italian opera is beautiful. Anyone who has not listened to Italian opera, you need to. You need Italian opera in your life. Believe me, you do. Not this silly, you got to speak English in America.
Man,
Why?
you go listen to like the four tenors. It's pretty cool stuff.
When I hear someone speaking Spanish, I listen because I want to pick up on those words and learn a different language. I go to a Persian restaurant at least twice a month. I don't walk in there, this is Canada. You got to be playing the Tragically Hip. No, I'm not.
That'd be
too
really cool if
crazy.
you did.
It'd be cool. I'd love to hear a Persian cover of a Tragically Hip song.
But ADD, this is where our show is so great. Have you need to go after we're done because I've already seen it. You need to go up the look. Words English hard. You need to go look up the Bollywood version of Forrest Gump. It's coming out, and it's Bollywood Forrest Gump. I'm gonna send it to you. You need to watch it after the show. I've already seen it. It's astounding. Now I know how the Japanese felt when we ripped off all their crap in the 90s, like The Grudge and The Ring and all that stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to send it to you.
Oh my god.
No, I've been here. I've been in Hafro over 100 years.
So you're gonna share with everybody that you're racist?
No,
Yeah,
you're racist,
no.
honey. You're racist. Very racist. I won't.
Why don't you keep saying what you were just saying, though? Why don't you just keep videotaping what you were just saying to everyone?
I would like a refund because I'm at Amy's and I am being bullied by these people.
Bullied?
Yeah, I'm being bullied by these people at Amy's.
I have everything on
And
video.
because I am white, they are videotaping me.
I'm white too.
They are videotaping me because I am white. See them? They're calling me a racist.
Nope, they're videotaping you because you're a racist and you are content for us.
No, we appreciate the content.
We do appreciate it. Exactly. Narcissist. She had to bring up the fact, I guess, that she has 4,000 subscribers. That is a quality of a narcissist. And she has become the victim by saying that, oh, they're bullying me and they're filming me because I'm white. But she won't say with her for followers listening what she had said before she started recording to said 4,000 followers about, you're in America, you need to speak English. What a bunch of trash.
Because I am white.
No. We're calling you racist because you're racist.
I am not Mrs. Blue Hair. I am not racist. I am not racist.
Do you know your colors?
I am at Amy's in Hatboro, and I am being videotaped because I am white, and they want to call me racist. I am simply asking for a refund.
Stop.
Uh-huh.
But this is the problem with social media. This is the problem that we have. Is people are so 4,000 people, even if it is 4, even though she's probably full of crap, see this, but they share it. This make these people look bad because it just doesn't the whole video. And we've seen it on both sides before.
Yep.
It's okay. Go ahead.
Because
You will not give you it.
their food is terrible.
You said that you want a refund
I
because
want a
you played
refund
Spanish on a
credit
TV.
card. I want a refund on my credit card. I want a refund on my credit card, so therefore I am racist. I'm at Amy's in Hatboro, Pennsylvania. I want a refund on my credit card, and they are calling me racist because I am white, and none of them are white. And she started videotaping me. I asked you, why aren't you giving me a refund on my credit card? Why won't you do it? I asked you 15 minutes ago to give me a credit on my credit card. Why aren't you doing it? Why aren't you giving me a credit on my credit card? Why? I don't want your food. I don't want your food. Why won't you give me your credit on my credit card? You're calling me racist because I am white. Why? I'm waiting. I got my card right here.
So, okay,
Right
stop
here.
now. Stop. So she actually did get arrested.
Oh.
And she was charged with
Being white?
disturbance.
Oh.
So she did get, yep. So yeah, she did get charged.
Her saying over and over again, why aren't you giving me a refund on my credit card? That reminds me of this guy in Toronto, I don't know, 8 years ago. He was outside of a mall. He was trying to get in and the doors were locked. And he was saying, why are you closed? Why are you closed? He just kept repeating it over and over and over again. This is the new, why are you closed? This is awesome. I think there are only 10 seconds left here.
Okay, go ahead.
Right here.
Yep, that was it. And she dug her own grave, it seems.
Yep, and she was charged. I didn't know Ryan sent me the story, but that's just so gross. Just gross. Being white. That's the we're not all like this. Good Lord.
One would think, but it seems that more and more, a lot of us are.
Okay, so I sent you and Ashley the Bollywood Forrest Gump.
Yes.
It's time for us to go because I'm tired.
Oh.
I am. I actually work today. Thank goodness I'm in my garbage truck tomorrow. I'm like sitting on my butt, picking up garbage. Garbage.
Perfect job for a garbage man.
Who
Picking up
knew?
garbage.
Who knew?
Well, before we go, just to reiterate the point that we live in a mostly terrible world, but there are still, little bits of good humanity out there. This clip has nothing to do with that, by the way. This is your moment of Zen.
Yes.
अबे खाने पे तो बैठ गया वो अबे तेरी माँ का सागी ना
Oh, hi, Bruce. Nice for you to drop by.
Oh, bye, Dad.
Thank you, Ryan, as always. Thank you, everybody that was here. It was a great chat tonight. It went really good.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Ashley, Bolo, Alma, Ryan, Dad.
Chadney for his quick little pudding break he had at work.
Yeah, old man Lissick. Thank you all so much for being here. There were
Music, a movie.
Oh yeah, go ahead with some music.
Music. What did I download this week? I forgot about this song. I love when I forget about songs and you see someone shares it. You're like, yeah. So from the album Trouble Is from 1997, Kenny Wayne Shepherd Band, Blue on Black. Blue on Black, folks. You like this guy? I can't believe he didn't do more. He reminds me of young Stevie Ray Vaughan. So yeah, Snoochie Boochies, Bolo man.
Muchas gracias, senor.
So yeah, Blue on Black, Kenny Wayne Shepherd Band.
And I've forgotten already, but of course, I had mentioned before the movie that I'm going to recommend somehow tied into our earlier conversation.
But police shooting and stuff like that. That's what we were talking about.
Something like that. So there's a movie. It's from 1983. It stars Michael Douglas, Hal Holbrook, and Yaphet Kotto. It's directed by Peter Hyams. It is called The Star Chamber. So when justice doesn't go, that's why. When justice doesn't go the way you want it to, like for example, when evidence gets thrown out of court on technicalities, there's a secret panel of judges who dole out their specific brand of justice. Yeah. It's great. It's nice. Of course, Peter Hyams and Tony Scott and some other directors, somehow they were able to get a hold of really good cinematographers. I don't know what it is about Eastern European cinematographers, guys from Poland and Bulgaria and Czechoslovakia, for example, but they have an eye, a great eye for filmmaking. Yep.
And no, it's not only filmmaking. See, lots of their art and stuff is like that as well. So, and even not even like and pictures, just pick photos from the Czech Republic and stuff like that over in Europe are just astoundingly beautiful.
And that's Stanley Kubrick. He started out by taking photographs, but then again, he was a genius. He somehow developed that into filmmaking, and look at all the great movies he did. I mean, not just the stories themselves, but how they were shot. Look at 2001: A Space Odyssey as one example.
Yeah, I guess, right? Yeah,
brilliant.
For sure. Yep.
All right.
Okay. Well, awesome. Great show, guys. Thank you for sticking around. We love you all.
Thank you so much. We'll be back next Monday, unless there's a nuclear blast that happens here in Vancouver because one of the rockets that Russia decides to send over to the United States somehow falls here. Then we will be back. And if it does, well, then Nick's going to be doing the show on his own.
Ryan, I'll be calling you.
We love you too.
Bye, guys.
We'll see you.